We saw this indicative votes process taking place last night. Are you disappointed that we didn't see a majority support in the House for something like a softer Brexit?
Well, look, I mean, no matter how you voted in the referendum, no matter what your views about Brexit, what's clear is the process has been a complete and utter mess. And we're none the wiser after the votes in Parliament yesterday. What's clear is that the option that got the largest amount of support from MPs was the one that gives the British public a so-called confirmatory vote, where whatever deal is passed by Parliament, the British public gets to say whether they accept it with the option of staying in the European Union. What's clear is that Parliament's in gridlock, and that's why I think the best thing we can do is just withdraw Article 50, takes the rush away, and then give the British public a say. Do they accept the deal that's got the most support in Parliament with the option of staying? You've
been calling for that, revoking Article 50, but there wasn't a majority in the House for it. Doesn't seem to be part of your party's policy either. Isn't it too late for that policy?
Well, the advantage of withdrawing Article 50 versus extension after extension after extension is because we are rushing towards trying to reach agreement because of this artificial deadline, because the Prime Minister decided to serve Article 50 2 years ago today. Didn't need to do so. What we should have done is worked out the relationship we want, worked out what deal we want, and then serve Article 50. The way to remove all that rush and making a decision in haste is to withdraw it. We can always reserve it if we need to, if we decide we know we want to go and we want to leave the European Union. What's clear, though, is that now that we know the terms upon which we would leave the EU, the terms upon which we would do business with the EU, the British public are more wiser. And that's why I say, give them a say. Give them a choice of do they accept that deal, the best deal the Prime Minister can do, or the option of staying in the EU.
Do you see a no-deal Brexit as something that is likely, and how ready is London for that?
I think we've got to prepare for all eventualities, and it's so frustrating because what's happening is we're at the British Chamber of Commerce annual conference. I've been speaking to businesses on a regular basis who, rather than focus their energies on providing more jobs, having more growth, thinking about expansion, having to prepare for a no-deal scenario. And so here in London, we're having to, I'm afraid, plan for the possibility of a no-deal scenario, from the National Health Service to our ports, to our businesses, to basic immigration advice. It's a big concern, but it's a huge distraction. That's why we can remove all that distraction, all that noise, all that effort by withdrawing Article 50 or getting a very long extension. I mean, I'm quite clear. The promises made by those people who wanted to leave the EU have been shown to be false, but also the terms upon which we would leave the EU aren't as fantastic as they said they would be. We now know what they're going to be, and the British public should have a choice. Now, look, we now know the terms upon which we would leave the EU and do business with the EU. Give us a say. Do we accept those? Do we want those with the option of staying in the EU?
Do you think we're heading for a general election?
Well, listen, as somebody who supports the Labour Party and whose party is in official opposition, I want a general election. Why? Because I want the British public a chance to vote out of this shower and get my lot in. But if that's not possible, the next best option, in my view, is a public vote on our relationship with the European Union.
Your Brexit policies, though, seem to fit more with the independent group than perhaps the front bench of the Labour Party. Have you considered defecting, Sadiq?
Well, one of the joys I have of being the Mayor of London is I can get to say what I feel and what I think rather than collective responsibility. That's one of the downsides always of being a parliamentarian. I speak as someone who was one for 11 years. I'm quite clear, though, actually, a Labour manifesto in relation to investing in the NHS, building affordable homes, skilling up our youngsters, investing in education, supporting our police service, being a multinational relationship with, having a relationship with other countries, a multilateralist, is a party that I believe in strongly and I'm a proud member of. What's clear to me is that we've reached a situation where the Prime Minister is going to be leaving this summer, and so we could have a situation where even if her deal passes, the next stage will be determined by the next leader, and how the leadership contest plays out will determine that. That can't be right.